Huh? What? You ain't saucy. Saucy. Please don't call me. I've been ballin'. I'm not stalling. Who are you? You're not me.
Weezy out of here.
Rose gold seat on a fucking helicopter, double C, no Chanel, cause she's bad, bad, bad. Riding Kawasaki, I can cup you a new Rari, let you ride it, now you're rap, and you're bad, bad, bad. No plan, no Atari, I won't play with you for nothing, I can eat you like hibachi, cause you bad, bad, bad. I just took the doors, all the guinea, now I'm riding, and I'm sliding in the sideways, now she call me her zaddy. Rich nigga, shit, I bought my daddy a new paddock, got a model, got a thicky, got a
Back to another episode of It's an A and B Conversation.
It's your boy Bug.
It's your boy Brandon, and we're just chopping it up with a few people.
We got a new person today, Miss Leah Edmond. How you doing, Leah?
I'm doing good.
If you guys notice, her head is equally as big as mine. She's in the Edmond.
The dome's running the Edmond family.
But yeah, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do in a little bit.
I'm Leah Edmond. I am currently a professional volleyball player. I just finished my first season here in the States. I'm also a teacher, so I taught 5th grade last year, and now I kind of just do some sub work and things like that so I can focus on volleyball completely.
How tall are you, Leah?
I am 6'2", the tallest Edmond.
She is not taller than
Tallest
me.
Edmond girl or boy?
Sure the tallest. I'm pretty sure the tallest.
No. I'm definitely the tallest, most handsome Edmond we got in the family. So, were you always tall? I mean, I know, but, when did you get your growth spurt?
I hit my growth spurt around 8 years old. I mean, I was kind of larger than everyone, but not, in a way that, would make you, think, oh, she's about to be a giant. But, yeah, I hit my growth spurt around 8 years old.
She had the bifocals.
Every time I grew in height, my eyes got worse in sight. So
that's a good little thing.
Close to blind.
How was it being the tallest girl around at all times growing up? Was it annoying or did you fuck with it?
No, it was really bad. I used to hunch over, and I was giving myself scoliosis when I was younger because I hated being taller than everybody else. So, I didn't mind it, but I also didn't like it. It wasn't something I struggled with self-esteem wise. I just knew I was bigger than everyone, and so it's just kind of something I dealt with. I think now I'm more well, I'm this tall, and there's nothing I can do about it now. So I just own up to it, and I just do whatever I want, wear whatever I want, because my height doesn't define how I should look or what I should wear. So
did you try other sports like basketball, or did you just do volleyball?
I started out as a gymnast. That was my big thing, and then
can tall people do backflips?
I mean,
I can still do one now.
If they athletic, I guess.
I mean, it's not the easiest thing. You really got to tuck, or else your legs are going to hit the ground before you even know it. But yeah, that's kind of why I had to quit gymnastics. Was I was making tumbling passes, and I was flying off the floor and hitting my feet on the bars. It just wasn't it. But I tried just about every single sport. I played basketball. I didn't like people touching me. I fouled out a lot, so it wasn't my type of sport. I swam. I played golf. I did soccer, softball, baseball, everything. And then I kind of honed in on volleyball, and then I did run track till high school too.
Where so when did you just say forget all the other sports and locked in on volleyball?
Probably my 8th grade going into my freshman year, I started playing club volleyball, and so that's when I really was okay, I'm gonna do just volleyball, nothing else, which I now regret, but yeah, that was my decision.
And then you committed to the University of Kentucky. What other offers did you have besides them?
Crazy thing, I only had one other official offer from University of Arizona. I had a lot of schools that wanted to offer me as soon as I got on campus, but I refused to go on visits because I had a really bad recruiting visit with another school, and after that happened, I was just thought everybody was trying to punk me, I was just I'm not going anywhere else.
You can't put that school out.
I mean, I can. It was University of Illinois. I mean, people
Okay,
were
so if
there
you're
on
watching,
there.
don't go to the University of Illinois.
Terrible business. Terrible business.
So what they do, like,
It's just like I knew I wasn't their first option,
Mm-hmm.
and like like with how I've grown up, like I know the college athletic world, like I know very much how coaches are, how the process is. So comparing them to Kentucky offered me maybe 20 minutes into my visit. Like they knew they wanted me. They made it known that they wanted me. Illinois kind of just like skimmed the surface. They kind of showed me more academic buildings, and I was like, I don't care about academics. I
you just
want
want
to
to
see
get
the
turned.
arena.
That's it.
I want to see the arena. I want to see the locker room. Like I want to see volleyball as well as academics. I appreciate the academics, but I felt like it was a very generic, like I was just busy in the college as if like I was like a prospective student, not a student athlete. So I just didn't like the feeling of like knowing that I wasn't the top outside that they wanted, that they were kind of like, we'll wait and see what happens, and kind of gave me a lot of excuses as to why I need to come back and visit. And I was just not trying to have that. I was like, I got offered over the phone by Arizona, and Kentucky offered me as soon as I got on my visit. So like there was no excuses.
Your freshman year, did you like play a lot?
I did. I started every match my freshman year.
So you were pretty good. What accolades did you kind of get?
I was SEC Freshman of the Year. I was third team All-American, Region Freshman of the Year, All-Region team, All-SEC, All-Academic All-SEC, and then I won Freshman of the Week, Offensive Player of the Week almost every week of that season.
Jeez.
So you're pretty good.
That's just all.
But like, even with all that, like, you're an ant in a lion's den. So like, how did it feel like doing all that? But you have like the Anthony Davises, your boyfriend, Nick Richards. You got all these people who may not do more as you when it comes to accolades and stuff like that. But like, just because they're guys, they have more notoriety. Like, how did that feel?
I think it was like a little frustrating that like, even through my 4 years, not just my freshman year, that like we were doing a lot of good stuff and we'd get like a good showing. Like people knew we were good, but like it wasn't what we deserved. I mean, the biggest showing we had was when we hosted the tournament. We were like the number 3 team in the nation. And it took that to get people to come out. And then the next year, it felt like we had to rebuild all over again, get people to want to come out all over again. So I think that was frustrating because it was just like, you only knew volleyball during tournament, or when we played Florida, or when we played Louisville, or when we had like a big match. It was like when we got it filled, but when we played that team that wasn't so great, we didn't get the same attendance. And that was kind of frustrating. And it was kind of upsetting to see like when football, basketball, and volleyball overlap in about November, how much attention goes straight to football and basketball. And like you get your every once in a while, you have the same reporters that come and do our games, and we really appreciate them that always showed us support and always wrote about us, but it wasn't the same hype as they're getting now since they won a national championship, which is great. But I feel like everybody's catching up now to what we were doing instead of being there as it was happening.
Yeah.
They kind of hopping on the bandwagon now.
Yeah.
Word. And what was your favorite game? And like, drop the stat line. 'Cause I played volleyball in high school. I know a little something.
Well, what year? Freshman through senior year. I can give you one for each.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Give us one for each.
For freshman year, it was definitely Florida. They were ranked number 5, and we went down there and we swept them. It was kind of like my first big match, and like I just lights out. I think I had over 20 kills in a 3-set match. And
we interview a lot of Florida people, so I don't know how they're gonna like this.
I mean, yeah. So there was that. Sophomore year, it was definitely second round of the tournament. Western Kentucky. It's been a long time since we had made it past the second round of the NCAA tournament. So we went down, I think we were down 2-1 going into the 4th. We came back 1-5, ended up going to the Sweet 16, had the same type of game happen again the next weekend, and then ended up losing in the Elite 8. My junior year, Florida. It's just Florida's always that big match. But definitely, probably one of my favorite was senior year Florida, down in Florida, because if we would have lost that game, we wouldn't have been able to. It would have been a little bit harder for us to win an SEC championship. But we went down there, pushed off about, I think, 2 or 3 like match points, and that ended up having my career high of 30 kills, and we won that game in 5s.
So you did a lot of great stuff there. Like not only you, but like Kentucky in general.
Wait, what's the farthest y'all ever went in the tournament?
So while I was there, the farthest we ever made it was the Elite Eight, and then of course last year, the year after I graduated, they won the national championship.
I gotta give my girls some love. They did all that with Kaz Brown. So like, what are your teammates looking like? Like appearance wise, like, do we need to come take a trip to Kentucky?
Oh my goodness!
Are you cool with the soccer team?
I need me a stallion on the volleyball team.
What is the tallest player on your team?
I think the tallest person we had was about 6'4", pushing 6'5" ish. So yeah.
Do you guys date guys smaller than you, or do they have to be like? Because you have everyone. If you don't know, Leah's dating Nick Richards. He plays for the Hornets, and he's 7 foot. So their children are going to be like 6'9". But like, would you date someone who is like 5'4"?
I think it's not about me. I think it's about them, because I think for me, I'm confident in my height and I know and I can't change it. I feel like from a man standpoint, it's kind of like I'm challenging your masculinity. Like I've had encounters with that all through college, that people like feeling emasculated by me. And I was like, that's on you. like me being this tall has nothing to do with you being a man.
Period.
And so I think if they were confident in themselves, it's like, I'm confident in my height, I really don't care. But I feel like if they were confident in themselves, then yeah, but like that's not my preference.
So
Not
short
really
man, I'm sorry, y'all got to bounce.
Short man gets no love for Leah. Let's talk about the pro scene that you're on right now. Like, is that in the United States?
Yeah, so we've had like a couple chances before of trying to start volleyball in the United States, and they haven't been so successful. So they're trying again, and so I played in this league called Athletes Unlimited. It was 6 weeks of volleyball down in Dallas, Texas, this past February. Not your average volleyball. You very different. I mean, same scoring, same layout, but add a little kind of like extra to it. So like every skill in volleyball had a point attached to it, some type of point value attached to it. And it was basically, wasn't 6 people competing against another 6 people. It was like you competing against another 40 other girls. So everything that you did could either help you or bring you down. So it was a really interesting process to be like knowing that every time I touched the ball, it could either put me down a leaderboard or raise me up the leaderboard. But it was like a really cool experience, and it was a lot of volleyball in a really short amount of time, which was really cool and really interesting. And it definitely reached a lot more people than I thought it would. It got really good around here. It was kind of hard because of COVID, so you couldn't really have people there. But yeah, it reached a lot of people in the States and a lot of people overseas too. So it was a really cool opportunity.
And you can check all this out on YouTube. Leah Edmond going pro. If you search that up on YouTube, you get the whole experience, right?
We're going to drop a little clip.
What a little documentary of following.
Did you get paid for all that? Like, is pro volleyball going to be a thing in the future, you think?
Yeah, I think it definitely doesn't compare to overseas. I mean, I think it's going to be really hard to get that type of money in your first couple of years as a league, but I'm hoping that it gets to be able to compete with that. But yeah, you do make a really good amount. It just kind of depends on your experience level, your position, and what country it is. So there's a lot of factors that get into how much money you make.
For sure.
Would you venture off to overseas? Like, have you had any offers from overseas clubs?
Yeah, I had to decline all of them because I'm injured currently. But yeah, I don't know. I think it takes a special person to be able to go overseas and be away from your family for 8 months. I think it's going to have to depend on the place, how long, what they're paying me, that type of stuff. I think there's a lot of factors I have to kind of put into my decision. I don't mind going overseas. I don't know what I want to do. I kind of take it month by month with that. But I mean, it's open to me right now. It's something that I can do. So, better do it while you can.
I would go to Brazil.
Facts.
Isn't
that where like that's where the best volleyball is, right?
I mean, they're really good. Yeah, we went down there. Kentucky took us down there about 3 years ago, and yeah, it was really good. And they're really good at volleyball down there. So yeah, that's somewhere I definitely would not have any problem going back to.
So like with volleyball, like throughout college, the pro life, should volleyball players be taken more serious, or like are you satisfied kind of with where volleyball is right now?
Oh, not anywhere near satisfied. I think it's frustrating that like our sport is not taken as seriously. Like we get the coverage sometimes, but like we don't get the coverage we deserve, especially because you have some of these schools like Nebraska's and the Wisconsins. I mean, packing out arenas of 8,000 to 10,000 people every time they play. Like that's not ordinary. Like that sold out games every time you touch the floor. Like, and that's happening not just there. That's happening all across the country. I went to a UK game today, and that place was packed from bottom to top. It's very frustrating that we don't get the coverage we want, yet people say they love watching the game. Or like it just takes you to watch one game to realize how fun it is to actually watch. I mean, you got people throwing their bodies all over the court. I mean, people bouncing balls. Like it's a really fun game to watch if you give it a chance, but just because it has women in front of it, people automatically think it's not going to be as good as an NBA game or a March Madness game or just a straight up college football game.
Hashtag support women's sports.
For sure.
Y'all gotta maybe do something along the lines like the AFL or spice it up a little bit, make it different. You know what I mean? You put all the girls in bikinis and y'all just hit the ball back and forth to each other. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that.
That's volleyball, and I think our uniforms are already tiny enough.
Yeah, y'all got the Boog, did y'all wear those? Did y'all wear the tight little booty shorts?
I would quit.
They were like basketball shorts.
Yeah, basketball shorts and like a tank
like
top.
a tank top.
Yeah.
Do y'all have a men's volleyball team?
Kentucky?
Yeah.
We have a club one, but they do have NCAA men's volleyball. Like
I think UCLA has a team that's
yeah,
very
they do.
tough. Would you beat them?
Do.
Do you think you'd beat like a men's volleyball team, like a UCLA?
Men's volleyball and women's volleyball are just so different that like it's really hard to like
They're
compare.
the nets are different height, right?
Yeah, so like the nets are different height. Just like overall, men's game is kind of like one and done. It's like I hit the ball hard and it probably goes down. Like women's volleyball, you see more rallies, more like defensive plays. Men's volleyball, you really don't see that. This is the best way to say it. Women's volleyball is a lot of skill work and things. Men's volleyball is a lot of power.
Okay.
So
Can
like
you
in
dunk?
men's volleyball, can I dunk? Yes.
A little simple one hand dunk, or you got a little bounce?
Yeah, like something simple one hand. I mean, dunking a volleyball and dunking a basketball, definitely two different things, but I can definitely touch high enough to do it. It's just kind of like, yeah.
But if you jump in with Leah, is she catching the ball out the air, or you putting it on her?
I'm done.
There have been very few in-game dunks that have looked like that.
Put that on a poster.
Hey, if we do you again for the podcast, we're bringing out a mini hoop, and then we're gonna do
We
that.
can bring the volleyball net out too.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you want all that.
Facts. I'm good off.
No
that.
smoke with no Edmonds. We like to cover people and like sports and like special talents that they have. So like if someone's out here looking at this podcast and what we're doing with this, like how do you get to your level? How do you become like a really good volleyball player without the cliche of saying like hard work and talent?
I think it's also like a mindset. Like you have to want it. Like if you don't want to play, like if there's even a little ounce of you that's like, I don't know if I really want to do this, like you got to check that. Because that's always going to be sitting there like, oh, am I going to practice? Do I even really want to be doing this for that long? Like, do I even want to really go to that level? So I think the first thing is that. And also it's a confidence in yourself. So like if you don't think that you're able to do something, you're not going to be able to do it. Like for me, I don't care what you say. I'm going to say I'm the best person on the court because that's confidence I had in myself and my abilities and my skills. So me having that confidence in myself made it so much easier to go out there and show people like, hey, you want to recruit me. You want me to be on your team because I never doubted my skills and I just let them show. And you just got to focus on yourself because when you're always focusing on stuff that everybody else is doing or how someone else might think that you're playing, then you get too mental and you get too inside your head. But I think every person is different. Some people are big. I'm in the gym 24/7 working on my craft and that works for you. And there's others that aren't. I'm not one of those people. And so just knowing how to play into your strengths and also knowing what you want out of a school, out of your career, out of the sport. Like, are you doing a sport because you just love to do it? Are you doing a sport because you want a career out of it? Like, what are you trying to do? And once you figure out what you want in that sense, getting to what level you want is easier because you know what path you need to take in order to get there.
For sure.
Anything else you want to say, B?
You want to drop your ad?
Cousin,
You want
cousin.
to drop your ad? Like, you're verified.
I mean,
you don't even need more followers, but
can
if you
follow
want them,
me
you might as well just drop it.
on Insta and Twitter at LeahEdmond13.
You know, check out the series. Again, check out her series. Do you have any sponsorships yet?
No, we're working on that.
We're working on that. Can you give us a little inside scoop for the podcast or no?
It's kind of like a work in progress.
Okay.
It's kind of hard trying to fight with all these now college students that are able to get sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fighting with them over stuff. So it's a big work in progress. We're just trying to find something or anything.
I guess 2 more questions because we always ask this. Number 1, have you had any fanboy experiences? Yeah.
Like while you were at Kentucky.
While I was at Kentucky, I met Drake. So there's that.
Wait, so like, how did that go?
That was just so casual.
Yeah. You can't just be like,
I met Drake. Like, what?
So every year our basketball team has like Big Blue Madness, you know, like Midnight Madness. Everybody does that. So it happened to be like the year that he got off his like ban from talking to recruits. So we came back and our like media person was working and I was like texting him like, you know, I'm obsessed with this man. Like I need to find my way down to this court. And so they went and they got us and they set us up like near the exit where he would be leaving. And so as soon as it was over, like Nick was like, hey, and I was like, move out. Like I need to be there. And he was like, okay. And so I had like my phone ready and everything. He came over to us and I was like, okay, I play volleyball here. Like I am obsessed with you. Like, can we take a picture? And he was like, yeah. So I still have the picture, of course. But we took a selfie and he was cheesing so hard. I was cheesing hard. Like, it was like a moment that I will never forget. And then we went and upset Florida. They were like number 1 undefeated like 2 days later. And I was like, it's because I met Drake.
The Drake love.
So that was your fangirl experience for Drake. Has anyone kind of like fangirled over Leah? Like, have you had that before?
I kind of like run into it like when I go to games. So like anytime I'm around volleyball and stuff, I definitely have like those moments. It kind of like freaks me out. It's been more adults than children sometimes, which I find quite weird. But I mean, a fan's a fan and I appreciate the support. But yeah, I've had some moments where people are like, you're Leah Edmond. And I'm like, hi. Like, I don't know. It's like weird with the mask on too. Cause I'm like, how do you recognize?
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
We know you like Drake. So like, who's some other artists you like right now? We always ask people this too.
I love Drake. I'm a big Doja Cat person right now. I don't know. The beats on her song just kind of like
Doja Cat is
like
fire.
I don't know.
The TikTok shot.
yeah. Once you get over the TikTok and like you actually
what's the TikTok?
The songs are just so. Well, I mean, all her songs just get turned into TikToks. So like you kind of get over them really quickly, but like she has so much other content that's like really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like her. I love Kendrick Lamar.
You need to drop something soon.
I know. I love Kendrick Lamar. I love 6 pronounced Black. My goodness. I will forever listen to Rihanna even though she hasn't put anything out. I have a wide range of music taste. Like I love pop music. I got alternative, R&B, hip hop. Like I like to expand my music knowledge because I feel like you're missing out on music because you associate a genre with a type of person. When in fact there are some songs I'm just gonna like, okay, this song just gets me going. It just makes me happy. Like it makes me want to slam my head against the wall.
That's funny.
But we appreciate you. Thank you for hopping on the podcast. You know, it's just another one.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
Another day in the life. Another day in the life.
Another one.
We appreciate you though.
Yeah, so we out.